Hi everyone, this is Killshot 99 Dead, and this is The Walking Dead Season 9. Could Rosita be next? We are going to talk about Rosita's comic story arc just a little bit, so if you don't know how that goes down, be prepared. We're also going to talk about how Rosita could have been lured in. I know we did a little bit of this in the live stream yesterday, but we're going to develop it a little bit further. It got to be some pretty good conversation. The notifications did not go out an hour early once again on YouTube. Bad YouTube. Come on, guys. Get it together. Google's got to really step up their game. I actually went in and changed it once I realized the hour notifications didn't go out and said send out the notifications at the moment that the stream starts. So hopefully that'll work, even though we could have some people just kind of strolling in here just a couple minutes late. So let me know if you guys get the notification, and we'll get. Holy crap! All right, good. People are finding it, and I'm going to work probably with Kel like we did before, and just get a schedule posted on our Facebook fan page and try to stick to that as much as possible. So, good. All right, good. Everybody's hearing us loud and clear. So let's jump into it. It is Sunday. I know there's a lot of snow all across the United States. So what better thing to do than hang out and talk about The Walking Dead? We are going to do another stream tonight at 8 o'clock. So go ahead. If you're listening live or you're watching the playback, mark your calendars. It'll be on this channel. So everybody that's watching the playback knows in advance. Just kind of be ready to go. And we're going to open up the topics a little bit more tonight because we're going to do some of our, we only got a few weeks to go, maybe a month to go. So we're going to get into some of our future predictions tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, we'll start with like one or two predictions, and it just opens up just a whole can of other topics. So the reason why I wanted to focus on Rosita a little bit more is I've been thinking about this arc and how important the fair is, and the way it sort of goes down in the comic and how it potentially could be similar, but with different characters. So in the comic, Alpha disguises herself as one of Rick's people and then goes into the fair, and they just start luring people away. Now, that worked because, it was Rosita that got lured away, and then Ezekiel wasn't really lured as much as Michonne had went away with Pete, and then, the time skip, and then Michonne came back, I guess about the time of the fair, and she kind of ignored Ezekiel a little bit. So Ezekiel talks to Pete, and Pete's like, hey, dude, I think she still likes you. And then Pete leaves and goes looking for her, and then that's where Alpha sort of picks him off a little bit. So there's some differences in the characters. I could see Ezekiel going after Carol in this instance. I could also see Rosita going after redemption, trying to like, hey, I thought I was crazy, but there's some badass people out there, and now I got to go out and take matters into my own hands. So that seems to be true to Rosita's character. I mean, Rosita is not one to kind of shy away. And if they were to take Rosita off the show, let me throw the question out there, because it does seem like, I'd say it's probably stronger than 50-50. So how would you guys like to see Rosita leave the show if there was no doubt about it? You knew it was going to go down. Let's get some ideas, and I want to call on a few people here. Hey, sorry, Toms. I don't know what's up with YouTube. All I can tell you is with the notifications, I marked it for an hour early to let you guys know, and I also even changed it when it didn't go out an hour early and said notify people as the stream goes live. So we're just going to have to get a calendar up. YouTube just does stuff like this from time to time. But we will be back at 8 o'clock tonight, so I'll say it multiple times just so everybody knows that we will be right here at 8 o'clock tonight with a brand new topic. So Dark Starks, once Rosita kind of go out with a blaze of glory. Beast mode. Well, we thought Jesus would go out beast mode, like I was hoping Billy Jack mode is what I was going for. But I was left a little, I don't know. I don't think I was, look, I don't miss Jesus' character that much because I never was really that close to him. But I still think it could have been a little better. Maybe A little more fighting, a little more... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for here. I mean, I know it couldn't be alpha or beta. It just seems like he got a few kicks in and he just died a little too easily. RJ is not having it, not Rosita. Well, there's a few reasons why I think that it makes sense for Rosita. One, she's got this current love triangle. No, hey, no fault of her own. But they never really, in my opinion, I don't think they've developed her character. I thought she got a little bit more... I thought she was a little better done in the comics, even though she died earlier. And I think in some cases we like characters because we like them. It doesn't mean that they did a really good job with their character. In fact, look, there was no Daryl in the comics, and Daryl got a lot of, face time, and Daryl's one of the heroes of the show. Carol was dead long, long ago at the prison, and Carol's gotten a lot of that airtime. Michonne, totally different character. And then you get to characters like Morgan, Rosita, Jesus, that were a little different. And I'm going to give you a couple options. I mean, I certainly think it just showed up on YouTube. Okay, good. Well, at least YouTube is getting around to it. So, Leanne, I'm totally cool with that. I'm cool with it being Enid. E-Beach says, I'd like to see the Rosita arc continue with a pregnancy and a relationship with someone, but if they're writing her off, kill them all. It does seem, though, that Rosita and Eugene had first contact with the Whispers. That it's going to be one of two things. Either she's going to go out there, get herself in some trouble, because that is the nature of her character, to go down fighting. Or, I'll throw this out there as an alternative that we sort of talked about yesterday, with the Judy potential Negan arc that could happen. How about a Rosita Negan arc? Is that too much of a stretch? I mean, the third time is probably a charm. I don't know that it's a slam dunk that it has to be Judy and Negan, although I do like that. It's kind of heartwarming for me that they need to solicit Negan's help to really save Michonne, if that's what goes down. But here's why I think the Rosita dynamic with Negan would be interesting. If they're all captured and Rosita's sort of been out there and she needs to sort of lay it all out on the line. Well, Julia, here's why I do think it would be hard to see happening, but the score is kind of 1-1 if you think about it. Negan sort of flaunted the bat in Rosita's face, and Daryl stepped in. So, look, I don't know that Negan would have actually killed Rosita, but he was in that position. And then number two, Rosita took a shot at Negan. So they both sort of had a chance to kill each other. Now, could the third phase of that be, now we have no choice but to work together? And let's see what you guys think about this. And over the 5-year period, the last 5-year period, Rosita could have killed Negan if she would have wanted to. So, I Like to Fish says Negan respects Rosita. And Rosita appears to respect Rick's wishes of not killing Negan. In fact, if there was one person on the show that could have gotten away with killing Negan more so than anybody else, I definitely think it could have been Rosita. Michonne wasn't going to go down that road because of Carl and because of Rick. Rosita, you could see kind of having an outside interest in carrying on Rick's legacy, but at the same time could be, hey, you know what? This guy's got to go. And E-Beach, that's the only arc I see, which is why I'm throwing it out there, is, Rosita could be the next to go, but she also could be the one that is going to reach out to Negan and say, let's get this done. I'm going to throw this out there to the Army and those of you watching playback. Do you guys see some similarities? Some. I'm not saying, they're exactly alike. But do you see some similarities between Negan and Rosita? I mean, I do. I see a little bit of that ruthlessness. And I only think there's two people that could get Negan to, I don't want to say old Negan, because I don't think we want old Negan back. See, this is why I could see this happening, Eric, that a Rosita extending kind of the olive branch out and saying, look, I need you to help me fight. With Judy, Negan may be inclined to go out and help Judith, but he also may have sort of that weakness and that soft spot of, wait a minute, this doesn't work out. I'm not the same as I used to be. I know it's not Negan to second guess himself, but the dude's been locked up for a long time, doesn't have his bat. He might be lacking a little bit in the confidence area. He might not think he can go out there and do it. And if it were to be a Judith arc, I certainly could see that happening, but he might also say, look, I think it's best that I take care of you. This is what Rick would want. This is what Michonne would want. And I can't get in and kill all these people. Thomas D. super chatting says, Negan needs to talk to Rosita about Abe for closure. So Thomas, I think it's a tough conversation, but you might be right that Negan only intended to kill one person and it was the biggest, baddest person that was ready to go. I don't know that's going to make it any better. And I don't know, I think that it kind of needs to be acknowledged. And Negan has started to do some of that. He started to acknowledge, his feelings for Carl, and he has opened up a little bit over the last few years. But Judy comes up and says, hey, help me save my mom. Yes, he could be inclined to help, but it's risky. If Daryl, Michonne, and Carol are all captive, and Ezekiel has died, which I do think, if I had to put it out there, I think it's more of a given that Ezekiel dies, probably more so than any other character. I think Ezekiel's gone in the second half. And we will talk about that in one of the death prediction streams. But if you talk about the magnitude of people being unable to help, Rosita reaching out to Negan, that might be some good closure at the end of this season if we kind of saw that, the two of them working together. So, think about this for a moment. This is why I think this works. What is one of Rosita's best traits? She does it with Eugene all the time. I'm not just talking about, going out killing people. But when you think about the character Rosita and you think about her dialogue, we're going to pause because I think you guys will see where I'm going with this. Najee says sarcastic and tough, straightforward to put him in his place, sarcasm, calls people out on their weakness, all of the above. Rosita might be the one person that if Negan is doubting and he doesn't think that they can take him down, and if Negan has any weakness, which that jail cell might have broke him to a certain point, I agree with Steph, straightforward and in his place, like, I won't try to put dialogue, but you need to stop whining. Get out there and do this. I think she could kick him into shape. I do think Negan would be more inclined to listen to an attractive female, because that's his nature. So I do think if she survives the fair, and maybe she's still a little bit kind of woozy and concussion or whatever, that she's not out there. Because if she is out there, and you guys know from the comic, Alpha was luring people away to decapitate them. So I don't see Rosita's character being lured away or having a reason to be lured away at this point. So I don't know if that arc works. Which means she could still be under physician's care. Something could happen with Ezekiel. And then she feels responsible. Because, hey, if I wouldn't have been out there, if we wouldn't have got caught, then they wouldn't have known where we were. I need to do this. I can't do it by myself. I'm going to get all the resources I can get. You see a kind of a cowarding, maybe not totally cowarding, but a different version of Negan. And then she just puts and says, you need to do this. You need to get off your butt, get out here, and we need to fight back. I could see her being kind of the spirit, the vocal leader of sort of kicking him into shape. Glenda, I don't disagree with that. So Glenda Batista says, I love the character of Ezekiel. I would rather lose Father G than Ezekiel. And I agree with that too. I love Ezekiel's character. But I do feel like to really give the full context of the Whispers, and if we're hearing that Carol is taken, or if Carol goes back, and I feel like it's going to be Carol and Daryl going and looking for Henry. That partnership will be solidified. That I think if Henry is gone, Ezekiel's gone as well. I don't see either one of them surviving it. I think Ezekiel and Henry are both gone. I think they're just going to emotionally break Carol down all at once. So I'm going to throw this out there as an alternative. We've seen this cowboy, and we've seen this whisperer that may or may not be the cowboy. I still want to say this, okay? I agree. I don't think the cowboy is Monroe from Grimm. Looking at his face again. However, I haven't went back and looked at all my pictures of the cowboy in the promo to see the shirt. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here. Did we get a shot of the shirt of the cowboy in that scene where he was looking at Jerry? Or was he wearing like a vest, something over the top of it? Yeah, if you don't know 100%, I'm not going to guess. I'm going to go back. Because what I'm going to say is that walker, to me, still looks like, when I look at the eyes of that walker, it still looks like Monroe. Which, the cowboy could be something totally different. I don't want to necessarily say the cowboy is a whisperer. I don't know that at this point. So it is. We're going to have to sort of, piece some different streams together, some different images. I'm going to give 2 or 3 different options here. Okay? The cowboy could be somebody that takes a little bit of Alpha's arc, where he could be the one that sneaks in as one of Rick's people and Jerry does the double take. That was Alpha's arc in the comic, in the fair. Alpha sneaks in, she pretends to be one of Rick's people, she lures people away, she decapitates them. Now, could be good cop, bad cop. Cowboy comes in, lures people away, Alpha decapitates them. So that's option number 1. Option number 2 is that the cowboy's not bad at all. We make that assumption just because the whisperers are right around the corner. So let's say he's somebody that could be a resource. Another option is that the cowboy is a whisperer and he's not the same person that is turning around looking at the group. Now, I've seen that walker twice. And I'm going to say this again. I don't think the cowboy is Silas Mitchell from Grimm, but those eyes, when I see the walker, looks to me like it is. So they could be 2 totally different characters. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't think that the walker is Negan. I don't think the walker is Daryl for a couple different reasons. Number 1, when I look at them, they don't look like them to me. The eyes don't look like them to me. And the second reason is the scene that we talked about yesterday, and I'll put up on the screen again. You can see it. And this is from the new teaser, the new promo. This is the walker that turned around and looked at us, where everybody's like, who is that? And he's literally 8-9 feet away from Alpha and Beta, if even that far. So to be that close, I don't think Negan or Daryl are going to be that close and not be recognized. I just don't. Alpha, who can be calculated, who can get all these ideas and get people together and be ruthless. I don't know if they're going to get that close that fast. So there's a few ways it could go down. Just because Alpha infiltrates the fair and does it in the comic doesn't mean that she's going to be the go-to person. Could be somebody, bringing them out, and then she's just right there at the edge of the woods. Well, Leanne, even if he did have the courage to get that close, just doesn't look like the eyes to me. But one thing that we can say is that this fair is going to be, I think the fair is going to be as edgy and as dark as the lineup. That's a good point, Fluff. Superman can wear glasses and nobody knows that Clark Kent's Superman. Fair enough. Fair assessment. Hi, I appreciate everybody that's just now getting a notification. This is one of those dark times with YouTube where I promise you, I put a 1 hour advance. People didn't get it. When they started messaging me, they didn't get it. Then I did it as notify people when the stream went live. So I'll work with Kel offline so we can get this posted on the Facebook fan page again and get back to our regular streams. We will be streaming at 8 o'clock tonight right here on this channel, and then we'll probably stream at 9:30 tomorrow. However, I am going to put the feelers out there to see how many people are going to watch The Passage. And if there's a big group that's going to watch The Passage, then I may push the stream back a little bit further. I'm still kind of on the fence with that to see if that's something that we want to talk about on the 999 Army page. So tonight we'll talk at 8. And then tomorrow we will either talk Walking Dead here, or we will get a group of people that's going to watch The Passage, and then we'll talk about The Passage on the 999 Army page. And it does look like it's going to be pretty good, and if it's pretty good, then looks like a whole lot of people will be watching. Okay, if you guys are going to be watching, then there's no sense in doing the 9:30 stream tomorrow if everybody's going to be watching The Passage. So I guess we'll probably do a stream afterwards, and that'll be one of the that'll be one of the new shows we get together and talk about. Done. All right. Solution. All right. So I'm going to wind this down in just a couple minutes, and I'm going to ask you to put your foot down right now. Make a call. I've given you several different scenarios. I've given you Rosita could be piked, just like in the comic. Rosita could be lured out. Rosita could die going back looking for the group, or Rosita might be kind of to the side. She might miss some of the action, and Rosita could potentially partner with Negan. I want to ask you with your head, does Rosita live or does Rosita die in season 9? If you had to bet on it right now and you had to stake your I hate using the word stake. If you had to you know what? I don't know another word other than stake. If you had to lay it out on the line and make a call, live or die, I did like somebody saying that they would rather Enid take her place. So, one last little I guess, prediction, suggestion. Here's a scenario where Enid could take Rosita's place. You guys remember who Enid was getting a little cozy with? If you remember, put it in chat right now. And if you're watching the playback, make sure you pike the like button. Everybody here, hit that like button. And the last question of the day here. Who remembers who Enid was getting a little cozy with? All right. Now, who appears to be captured by the Whispers? There were two of them. If you guys remember the promo picture, which two people look like they're completely surrounded by the Whispers? Alden and Luke. There you go. Everybody's watching at home. So perhaps Enid does get lured out because of Alden. I didn't think about that before. We kept talking about Luke and how Luke could impact Magna's group, Magna Yumiko, but I do think it's important that they showed this brief relationship between Enid and Alden. That just clicked. That was like flash, light bulbs just went off. So why show this quick, short-term love affair between the two of them unless Enid and Alden were going to be involved in something major that goes down? Otherwise, it seemed like a little slap in the face with Henry, right? It was like, Henry's watching this. Okay, why torture the kid? There's no sense in that. And then the more I saw that, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But now that we see Alden kind of taken, we know that Enid could be in play. So I'm going to throw that down there. I'm going to say Enid gets lured out and Enid gets decapitated going out after Alden. So that is where we're going to leave it, everybody. So we're going to leave it. I think, hey, we just might have saved Rosita and sacrificed Enid in the process. And let's leave Rosita alive for now and say that Rosita-Negan partnership looks to be pretty strong because she's going to be the one to really kick him in the butt and get him refocused because they are going to need him. So final answer is Pike Enid instead of Rosita. Thanks, everybody. We hit 31 minutes. Appreciate you being here on a Sunday. Those of you that didn't get a notification, I apologize. Mark your calendars. 8 p.m. tonight. We're going to talk about our future predictions. We will bring this up, but we're going to start to do some funnel theories and get close to what we think is going to happen in the second half. And also, I'm just going to put it out there for everybody tonight to see who wants to talk about The Walking Dead tomorrow or who would rather push the stream back just a little bit and then get together and talk about the passage on the 999 Army site, because we're going to start to bring up a whole bunch of different shows, whether it's Game of Thrones, the passage, Stranger Things, all of that, and I think that'd be kind of a good way to get the feelers out there to see what we think about a new television show. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Really quickly, everybody give me a 999. Sorry for the lack of notification. I do want to shout out all the Patreons up there in the top left-hand corner. They are absolutely amazing. Do some wonderful stuff. Just supporting the 999 Army channel. Also, Thomas D., thank you so much for that super chat, my man. Appreciate you getting your thought included in this. Who else we got? We got Danny K., Wilson, Crystal Singer Chick, I Like to Fish, Najee Watts, all the sponsors in the top right-hand corner. My moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, amazing group. Glenda Batista, Fluff Salisbury, Deborah Farrell, Tammy Heitzman. There we go. Everybody's here. Lisa Khaleesi, Julia Muse, Eric Beach, what's up, man? Samantha Coombs, Kimberly G, Bumblebee Brown, Nana Says, Tammy Hill, Dwayne Willis, thank you, Leanne Gash, Hippo in the house. What's up, man? Appreciate you being here. I'm going to miss a ton of people. I know it. Edwin Gonzalez, thank you for being here as well. Wilson, they're doing well. They absolutely. 3 of them are they're a lot of work. Tracy Frederick, thank you for being here. Punch that like button like it's Father G. That's tough stuff. Gina Crockett, thank you so much. RJ Guerrero, aloha to you as well. And if you guys are snowed in, be safe. They are, Julia Muse. They are 2 boys, 1 girl. Baby Gabe, Grayson, and Gabby. So they are extremely energetic. Thank you, Colleen. Appreciate that. Dark Stark, have a good day as well. So if you guys are snowed in, enjoy the playback, enjoy the live stream, enjoy football this afternoon. I need everybody back here at 8 o'clock tonight. We're going to get one of our bigger streams again. I know, look, there's been cancellations. We've had a third of our group, half of our group. A lot of that is on me. I get it. But it's time we wrangle the 999 Army back in, get everybody back for our streams so we can get all those good thoughts, all those good insights, all those great predictions. I can't do these predictions without each and every one of you. So be back here at 8 o'clock tonight. That's when I do my best material. It's like you guys throw out an idea and then something pops up and it's like, bam, Enid is going to die going after Alden. It just all made sense. All right, everybody, I'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock. Have a good day. Peace.